Showtime Sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Emerald Queen Casino in Tacoma, Washington, this is Showbox, the new generation.
And nobody gonna give you nothing for nothing. You gotta work for what you get. You gotta get them shots off. Left hook, right hand.
Both hands up, both hands up. Let's go. Go out there, focus on the job that has to be done.
This is what it takes to be champ. This is what it takes right here, baby.
Opportunity only knocking once. Let's go.
Tonight on Showbox, the new generation, a Saturday night special edition. This is the Emerald Queen Casino in Tacoma, Washington. We're smack in the middle of the Labor Day weekend with a boxing doubleheader on Showtime. Hello again, everybody. I'm Nick Charles, and welcome to Showbox on a Saturday night. The subplot tonight is power. For openers, hard-hitting junior middleweight James Kirkland, who stopped 16 of 19 victims, makes his third Showbox appearance. Then, the main event spotlight falls on a fighter whose record forces you to do a double take. Viktor Oganov, 26 fights, 26 wins, 26 KOs. Almost exclusively, though, outside the U.S. Is he as overpowering as the record suggests? We'll soon find out. Let me bring in my broadcast partner and pal, Steve Farhood, to elaborate on this theme. It's an exciting one, Steve. There's no doubt Viktor Oganov's record's amazing.
Sure.
But the question is, to you, put it all in context for us.
Well, Nick, I can't help but be skeptical. Because when you look at Oganov's record, you don't see names like Alan Green or Joe Calzaghe. You see names you never heard of. I also, though, can't help but be excited because 26 KOs and 26 wins is 26 KOs, even if they came against your grandmother. Tonight, Oganov's not fighting his grandmother. He's fighting a legitimate tough guy. If he wins by knockout, he's a legitimate puncher. Viktor Oganov fights the way you'd think a 5'8" super middleweight would fight. He comes forward, he applies pressure, but he also throws nice, short, crisp punches. He's not wide or wild. Now, all these knockouts have come against second and third level opposition, and they've come mostly in Russia and Australia, so Oganov is still a mystery. We're going to learn a lot tonight because Oganov is 31 and he's ready to make his move. Let's see if that record is for real. When he started his pro career in Colombia, Fulgencio Zuniga scored 15 KOs in 15 fights. Since coming to America and raising the level of his opposition, though, he's done well, but the knockouts have stopped coming. Zuniga's a volume puncher, not a power puncher. He wants to keep his distance and overwhelm Oganov with 100 shots per round. These guys have different styles, but Zuniga and Oganov are both aggressive. Tonight, something's got to give.
Viktor Oganov brings his awesome knockout record to Showbox in a face-off against veteran Fulgencio Zuniga. It's our 12-round super middleweight main event later in the hour. Our leadoff bout, meanwhile, features the return of another power hitter. James Kirkland making his third Showbox appearance, this time to meet rugged Mohammad Saeed in a 10-round junior middleweight bout. James Kirkland's a 23-year-old who's exciting to watch every moment he's in the ring because he fights with so much determination. He won 134-12 in the amateurs and turned pro 6 years ago. After a long layoff, Kirkland came back with a fury, winning 8 straight, 7 by KO. Last year, he made his Showbox debut. He was extended into the 8th round for the first time, but it was his bloodied and battered opponent, Billy Lyle, who paid for it. Kirkland had his way, start to finish. Then, this past June, Kirkland was back on Showbox for his first real test against Ozzy Duran. The southpaw slugger went right after the veteran and dropped him in the first, but couldn't finish him. Duran regrouped and won some rounds on experience, but Kirkland's relentless style was too much, although he was extended the full 10 on the way to a unanimous decision. Now, he's back, 3 months later, saying training away from home has made a big difference. James Kirkland, 19-0, 16 knockouts. What's behind the numbers, Steve?
Well, Moss with Duran. Last time out on Showbox, Kirkland was not in the best of shape. He still went 10 rounds for the first time. That's a hurdle all prospects have to pass. Small steps. Saeed's a good test, but Kirkland hasn't yet been matched with a contender. He missed 2.5 years, largely because of time in jail. He's still playing catch-up. And standing up, instead of matching him with stick figures that he can blow away, Kirkland's connections have recently picked tough guys. In that sense, Saeed is a lot like Billy Lyle and Ozzy Duran.
Mohammad Saeed, born in Syria, grew up in Jordan, turned pro in Brazil 7 years ago, and now fights out of Las Vegas. He went 113-7 in the amateurs, winning titles in the Middle East. Saeed has fought mostly at middleweight, so he's the naturally bigger guy tonight. Could be key. He's physical in the ring as well, aggressive, wants to be close, which makes for a collision fight against Kirkland, who never takes a step back. Saeed has lost 5 times, chiefly to prospects with strong records, but he's coming off a 4-fight knockout spree in Brazil that's pushed his record to 22-5-1 with 14 KOs. Take us behind the numbers, Steve.
Well, a bigger target than most of Saeed's major bouts have come at super middleweight. That could positively affect his ability to absorb Kirkland's power punches. The punch test. Is Saeed a banger? Well, in Brazil, he stopped 14 of 20 opponents, while in the USA, he hasn't stopped anybody in 8 fights. And Muhammad's mountains. Here in the States, Muhammad's faced tons of world-class fighters. The combined record of those fighters, an impressive 190-22.
So it looks like a battle on paper. Now we'll watch it play out in the ring as unbeaten junior middleweight James Kirkland meets Mohammad Saeed in our first bout of the night on Showbox. Here's ring announcer Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you, and we welcome you to the Emerald Queen Casino here in Tacoma, Washington, as we have a big night of action in store for you. A very special edition of Showbox, the new generation, with tonight's action being brought to you courtesy of Gary Shaw Productions in association with Brian Hallquist Productions. Well, fans, at this time, we introduce to you our 3 judges scoring this bout from ringside. Robert Brenner, Barry Druxman, and Glenn Hamada. And our third man to the ring, our referee in charge of this bout, Bob Howard. All right, fans, here we go with a junior middleweight special attraction scheduled for 10 rounds of boxing. Introducing to you first on my right, he is fighting out of the blue corner, wearing green trunks with white trim. He weighed in at 158 pounds. With a record of 22 wins, 5 losses, and 1 draw, he has 14 wins coming by way of knockout. Originally from Sao Paulo, Brazil, now living and training in Las Vegas, Nevada, introducing Mohammad Hitman Saeed. And his opponent across the ring. On my left, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black trunks, he weighed in at a ready 154.5 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign in the ring with 19 wins, no losses, and 16 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the WBO number 10 ranked junior middleweight world contender from Austin, Texas, known as the Mandingo Warrior, introducing James Kirkland. And a referee in charge, Bob Howard, now to give instructions. Once again, 10 rounds of boxing.
Gentlemen, you receive your instructions in the dressing room. You're both constant pose. You know what you're doing. I want a good clean fight. Let's shake hands and get it on. Do your job.
You see Saeed 158. That was the contracted weight. It's a bit light for him. He was 165 or more in 3 of his last 4 starts.
And as we get ready to go, unified rules of boxing in effect. You see him lay out there and watch the opening seconds. Man, Kirkland has the look on his face like he wants to run through a brick wall.
But clean fight.
Kirkland all in black. Jab, shot to the stomach, and he's got